In today's lesson on the human body, we are going to cover the excretory system. But before we start talking about the excretory system, let's do a quick review about homeostasis. Because when we're talking about all these different organ systems, ultimately we're talking about how the body maintains homeostasis. And homeostasis in the human body is all of these different organ systems working together to maintain stable internal conditions. So let's see how the excretory system contributes to homeostasis. So first we want to talk about the functions of the excretory system. And all of the functions of the excretory system kind of revolve around getting rid of waste, taking out the trash, if you will. So the first thing is that the excretory system filters the blood. And it filters the blood so that it can remove any waste materials and also excess water from the body. And next we want to go over just a brief overview of the organs of the excretory system, and then in the upcoming slides we will talk about the functions of those organs. And the organs within the excretory system are the kidney nephron unit, the ureters, the urinary bladder, and the urethra. So now let's take a look at each of these organs in a little bit more detail. Okay, first we want to talk about the kidney. And the kidney is an organ, and it is the main organ of the excretory system. And its whole purpose is to make urine. And it does this using this very tiny microscopic structure called a nephron. And a nephron is this tiny structure that is surrounded by little tiny blood vessels. And these blood vessels carry blood to the kidney, to this nephron, so that the kidney can filter waste from the blood. And again, this process happens inside the nephron of the kidney. And then once the nephrons inside the kidney filter that blood, it takes all of that waste product and makes urine. And that urine then travels through tubes called ureters. And these tubes transport urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. And the urinary bladder is a muscular sac that stores urine. It stores urine until it gets stretched out so far that it cannot hold any more urine, and then the muscles in the wall of the urinary bladder contract and squeeze that urine out of the body. And that urine leaves the urinary bladder through a very small tube called the urethra. Okay, So when we're talking about these organ systems, we are talking about homeostasis. That is the focus of this unit on the human body. So when we talk about the organ systems, we need to talk about the different organ systems that work together to maintain homeostasis. Because if we, as we've said before, over and over and over again, that none of these organ systems can perform their function on their own. Just as your skeleton cannot move without the help of the muscular system, your excretory system cannot get rid of waste without the help of some other organ systems. And one of those organ systems, the most important one, I would say, is the circulatory system. Because the circulatory system brings the blood that has waste in it, and it brings this blood to the kidneys so that that waste can be filtered and that blood can be cleaned. So if we're dealing with blood, we're dealing with the circulatory system. And this next one, I don't think a lot of times we really think about the excretory system working with the lungs or the respiratory system. But sometimes we can think of the lungs as being another organ within the excretory system, because the lungs remove carbon dioxide waste from the blood. So the bloodstream takes all of that carbon dioxide waste from cellular respiration and it carries it off to the lungs. Instead of taking it to the kidneys, it takes it to the lungs, where it leaves the bloodstream into the air sacs in the lungs, and then the lungs exhale that carbon dioxide waste. So now we're going to recap the excretory system. The excretory system helps the body to maintain homeostasis by filtering the blood and removing waste and excess water from the body. And the excretory system interacts with the circulatory system and the respiratory system to maintain homeostasis. And this is our excretory system in a nutshell. Thank you for watching.